Nervously adjusting his tie, Tanaka takes a deep breath, trying to calm his racing heart. He's been looking forward to this date for weeks, but now that it's here, he can't help but feel a wave of anxiety wash over him.
The first date jitters. Tanaka here is sweating bullets. His palms are clammy, and he can feel the sweat trickling down his back. He's rehearsed this moment 1,000 times in his head, but nothing could prepare him for the real thing.
Checking his watch, he realizes he's still got 10 minutes before she arrives. Each second feels like an eternity.
And checking his watch for the millionth time, time seems to be moving at a snail's pace, and every tick of the clock only heightens his anxiety. Kenji, entering the cafe. Dude, chill! She's just a girl. But to Tanaka, she's not just any girl. She's Akiko, the girl of his dreams. He's been infatuated with her ever since they met at the company's annual party. Tanaka, easy for you to say Mr. Cool and Collected. Kenji always seems to have it together, never breaking a sweat. But for Tanaka, this is uncharted territory. Kenji, look, just be yourself. She said yes to the date, right? Kenji's words echo in Tanaka's mind. Be yourself. But what if being himself isn't enough? Tanaka, yeah, but what if she regrets it? What if... His mind races with 1,000 what-ifs. What if he says something stupid? What if there's an awkward silence? What if she's not having a good time? And there she is, the radiant Akiko. Tanaka's heart skips a beat. She looks even more beautiful than he remembered, and for a moment all his worries melt away. Kenji, whispering, go get him, tiger. With a final nod of encouragement from Kenji, Tanaka takes a deep breath and steps forward. This is it, the moment he's been waiting for. No turning back now. The moment of truth. Introductions.
Stammering.
And a lot of sweat.
Wiping his palms on his pants. Akiko, it's nice to finally meet you, Tanaka. Kenji has told me so much about you, Tanaka, nervously. All good things, I hope?
Oh, that laugh, high-pitched and squeaky, classic.
A bead of sweat trickles down his forehead. Akiko, smiling politely. Yes, of course. He's mentioned you're quite the enthusiastic. Bowler? Tanaka, mentally cursing Kenji. Oh, right. Yes, bowling.
The conversation is sputtering, and Tanaka is building a mountain of napkins.
So, Akiko, you look lovely today. I mean, not that you don't look lovely every day, I'm sure. You just, you know. Akiko, trying to stifle a giggle. Thank you, Tanaka. You're very kind. Tanaka, desperate to change the subject. More coffee, anyone?
And there he goes, flagging down the barista. That napkin mountain is quite the sight. After the cafe, Kenji suggests a walk in the park. Tanaka, still drenched in sweat, agrees. Kenji, winking at Akiko. Tanaka picked a lovely spot, didn't he? Tanaka, sinking lower on the bench. It's peaceful. And then, disaster strikes. Tanaka leans back and hits the water fountain control.
A jet of water erupts, soaking him from head to toe. Akiko, trying to maintain composure. Well, this is refreshing.
The walk back to the cafe is, well, pretty quiet. The streets are almost eerily silent, with only the occasional car passing by and the distant hum of city life. The cafe itself, usually bustling with activity, now seems like a ghost town. The chairs are neatly tucked under the tables, and the lights inside cast a warm, inviting glow that contrasts sharply with the cold, damp evening outside. Tanaka is a defeated, soaking mess. His clothes cling to him uncomfortably, and his hair is plastered to his forehead. Each step he takes feels heavier than the last, as if the weight of the evening's events is pressing down on him. The rain, which started as a light drizzle, has now turned into a relentless downpour, adding to his misery. Kenji, as Kenji, patting Tanaka on the back. I'll leave you two lovebirds to say your goodbyes. Kenji's attempt at humor falls flat, but he tries to lighten the mood with a playful wink. He knows Tanaka needs a moment alone with Akiko, even if it's just to clear the air. And just like that, Kenji disappears into the crowd. His departure is almost comical, like a magician performing a disappearing act. One moment he's there, and the next, he's gone, swallowed up by the sea of people and the rain. Tanaka, as Tanaka, heart-pounding. Akiko, I know I wasn't exactly smooth today. His voice trembles slightly, betraying his nerves. He takes a deep breath, trying to steady himself. The words he wants to say are jumbled in his mind, but he knows he has to get them out. But I'd really like to see you again. He looks into her eyes, hoping to find a glimmer of understanding or even a hint of shared sentiment. The rain continues to pour, creating a rhythmic backdrop to his heartfelt plea. He reaches for her hand, but oh no, his palm is so sweaty it slips away. The moment is both tragic and comical, a perfect encapsulation of his evening. He quickly pulls his hand back, wiping it on his already soaked pants, feeling a flush of embarrassment. Akiko, smiling gently. Tanaka, you seem like a nice guy. Her smile is warm, but there's a hint of sadness in her eyes. She appreciates his effort, but she knows she has to be honest with him. The rain has drenched them both, but her demeanor remains calm and composed. But I don't think this is going to work. Her words are gentle but firm. She doesn't want to hurt him, but she knows that dragging things out would only make it worse. She gives his hand a reassuring squeeze before letting go, hoping he understands. Tanaka nods slowly, accepting her decision. He turns and begins to walk away, each step feeling heavier than the last. The rain continues to fall, masking the tears that have started to form in his eyes. He knows he'll be okay eventually, but for now, the sting of rejection is all too real. Akiko watches him go, a mix of emotions playing across her face. She feels a pang of guilt, but also relief. She knows she made the right choice, but that doesn't make it any easier. The rain continues to pour, a fitting end to a night filled with highs and lows. The cafe street is now completely empty, the rain washing away the remnants of the evening. The city continues its relentless pace, indifferent to the small dramas playing out within it. For Tanaka and Akiko, this night will be a memory, a lesson, and perhaps a stepping stone to something better. Tanaka walks home alone, replaying the disastrous date in his head. He kicks a can, sending it clattering down the sidewalk. Tanaka, maybe Kenji's right. I should just embrace the sweat. He looks down at his soaked shirt, pondering his next move. Tanaka. Or maybe, just maybe, there's a way to, tone it down a bit. Tanaka stares at his reflection in a store window, water dripping from his hair. His expression is a mixture of dejection and determination. Section 7. The science of sweating and Tanaka's quest. So, Tanaka spends the next few days diving deep into research about hyperhidrosis, which is the medical term for excessive sweating. He learns about antiperspirants, iontophoresis, and even Botox. Tanaka. Who knew there were so many options? He orders a bunch of different antiperspirants online, buys special moisture-wicking shirts, and even considers seeing a dermatologist. Section 8. Embracing the sweat, a comedic perspective. But then, Tanaka has a thought. What if he used his sweaty superpower for good? He could be a comedian. He could call himself Sweaty Tanaka. Tanaka, imagining himself on stage. What's the deal with airplane peanuts? They're not even nuts, they're legumes, and they make me sweat. He laughs, picturing the audience roaring with laughter. Section 9. Finding humor in unexpected places. Tanaka realizes something important. His sweating might be a pain, but it's also a part of him, and if he can't laugh at himself, what can he laugh at? Tanaka, smiling. Sweaty Tanaka, I kind of like the sound of that. He decides to focus on being comfortable in his own skin, sweat and all. After all, life's too short to sweat the small stuff, right? Section 10. Tanaka's next chapter, a sweaty yet hopeful future. The next time Tanaka bumps into Akiko at the supermarket, he's ready. He's been thinking about this moment for weeks, replaying their last encounter in his mind. He remembers how his nervousness got the best of him, but this time things will be different. He's wearing a sweaty Tanaka t-shirt he designed himself. It's a bold move, but it's his way of embracing who he is. The shirt has a cartoon version of him with exaggerated sweat drops and the words "sweaty but steady" emblazoned across the front. He's still sweating, but he's confident, even charming. He's learned to own his quirks, and it shows. His posture is upright, his smile genuine. He's no longer the awkward guy who fumbled his words. Tanaka, grinning. Hey, Akiko, fancy seeing you here? His voice is steady, his grin wide. He's been practicing this line in front of the mirror and it comes out just right. How about we give that coffee date another shot? He asks, his eyes meeting hers with a hopeful glint. He's not just asking for a date, He's asking for a second chance. I hear they have excellent napkins. Akiko laughs, genuinely amused. She remembers their last date and how it ended abruptly because of his sweating. But now she sees a different Tanaka, one who's ready to laugh at himself. Tanaka's sweat doesn't seem like such a big deal anymore. It's almost endearing, a sign of his earnestness. He's turned what used to be a source of embarrassment into a badge of honor. Akiko laughing. Sure, Tanaka, let's give it another shot. Her laughter is infectious and Tanaka feels a weight lift off his shoulders. He's done it. He's turned an awkward situation into a moment of connection. And just like that, Tanaka and Akiko stand in the supermarket aisle, both smiling, ready for whatever comes next. They've both grown since their last encounter, and now they're ready to face the future together, one sweaty step at a time.